what kind of surprises we're going to find behind this. It's really glued on there anyway. What the hell would you call this? Is it weld? First off, all I'm going to say, all I smell is gas, as I'm pretty sure the motor is just full of gas. And I couldn't get it to roll over with the starter. And it doesn't roll over like that. But like, I can't even explain what that is. It looks like a big nut is on there. There's a big cut in it here and here, and it's just plastered up with bubblegum weld. Great job, whoever fixed this. But like, the magneto is all chewed up. Not stator. Oh, well, yeah, the stator's all chewed up the same. It looked like it was brand new. It was so clean, but it's all pretty rough. And the whole reason I took this off was because I can't get the starter to roll the motor over, so I was going to do it manually. So I take this plug out, and then usually there's going to be a socket or something you could put on, or a hex or something inside here that you could put in there and turn the motor over. That's all I was going to do. So I take the plug out, and then I see this in the end and how chewed up it looked, so that's why I'm taking this off. And now I can see that the motor does not want to roll over. So, locked up solid. Now, there's literally gas leaking out of the drain bolt because it looks like it's stripped and it's all plastered up with the same silicone. So I'm going to pull that plug out, and maybe it's just hydro-locked because it's probably flooded and filled up the base with gas. So let's see. Alright, so I got the drain bolt out, and not a drop of oil came out of it, only a few drops of gas. So I guess what happened is the carburetor has some dirt in it, or it has a float or a needle and seat problem, and the gas from the tank leaked through the carburetor, in through the intake, past the valve, on top of the piston, and leaked past into the oil, and probably filled the motor right up with gas, and thinned out the oil enough. But they must have kept driving it after that, because somehow the bearings and that all got damaged. So if the gas thins out the oil, it doesn't let the oil do its job, and it can't keep things lubricated and working like it should. So chances are maybe just the crank bearings are tight, but if they did drive it for long enough, everything in the motor could be scored tight, got too hot, pretty much run without oil. There is like a 5-speed transmission in it. You got a clutch. The clutch plates could be burnt. Bushings could be done. Crank bearings, piston and cylinder. It needs oil to keep everything lubricated. So could be a lot of stuff wrong in here. And then now, on top of that, like, this flywheel's all messed up. And this here, to get this off, I mean, you'd have to cut that off. And I don't know what's going on under this. Like, if this big nut here is threaded onto the crankshaft, chances are that's screwed up. And, if that was screwed up, well, how much is that going to cost? A crank could be $800 for all we know. I haven't priced any parts yet, but I'm sure even just stator and flywheel alone could be $1,000. And then it's the job to take it apart. This entire motor has to come apart, split in half. It ends up being a big job. On top of that, it needs a carburetor boot, carburetor work, because that caused this whole thing to begin with. There's a lot of stuff I don't like. Like here, this pipe here is seems like it's short or cracked, or it's missing a piece. Something going on there. It's missing an airbox lid. And that whole situation, as soon as I seen the airbox lid gone, and this is a constant velocity carburetor, it has a vacuum slide in it. As soon as I seen this carburetor and no lid, I said to myself, there's something, this is not good. Probably was never jetted right to run without the airbox lid. And I don't know why people do this. They always just take stuff off without knowing what they're doing, and then just to get more power, but that probably caused less power. So as it sits, this bike needs a lot of work. And I haven't even looked at anything else. Like, I was just trying to get it to roll over. So it does have wiring issues. There's like this here is off, and some wires hanging that's not covered well enough. So it's been messed with. I did actually fix the neutral switch wire, because I couldn't get it to roll over. It was dead because this wire was broke off. So I did fix that already. But other than that, it needs a battery. And probably a bunch of other stuff I didn't find. Yeah, so like as it sits, this bike is pretty much junk. I don't know. Hopefully the guy didn't pay too much money for it.